For ACUsports.com, I'm Grant Boone here with head football coach Ken Collums after the first day of spring football. And it was spring-like weather. How was it out there today?
The weather was awesome, and the football was good. However, it is football without pads, so it's not really football, but it's we had a great time. It's a great time of the year. We're done with the main part of our recruiting. We've done research as far as how to get better offensively and defensively, talk to the right people, and now we're ready to develop our guys more.
And after some very early cold mornings in January and February, how fired up were the guys to actually get on a football field?
I know we had some pretty cold 6 a.m. runs. Not as cold as that as I was praying for. I was praying for some ice pellets and things like that, and it got pretty chilly. But I think we could have done better with some colder weather.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what a first day of spring practice really is. What did you hope to see, and then what did you see?
Well, I hope to see some carryover from our older guys, and what you hope to see from some of your younger guys is basically not to mess up that many drills because they don't know what they're doing yet. The rookies last semester, we stuck them in the weight room and sent them to the bean and got them as big as strong as we could get them. And now this is really their first time with any sort of accountability to line up properly and to get the right depth on routes and to line up right on defense. So the first thing you want is, hey, I need to see some carryover from my older guys and some muscle memory coming back and then just some new guys, hopefully, to bring along. Of
those veteran guys, who stood out on day one?
I don't know. I mean, it's football with no pads. So, yeah, we threw and caught a little bit, and there was some defensive backs that broke on balls. But I would rather not say because we don't even have pads on yet.
Yeah.
You tried to sucker me into that question. That's good.
I did. And you're in midseason form. You just absolutely shut me down. Let's talk about your first recruiting class last winter. Those guys are now going to be called on to not sit on the sidelines on Saturdays, but actually put on a uniform and play. Give me a name or two from that first recruiting class who, as some of them have told me, went through one of the hardest things they've ever done in their football lives, and that is not play for an entire fall.
Yeah, well, the two main guys that we're looking for big things from this spring are two corners, Tyler Chapa and Keith Barnett. Those guys played a little bit last year, and but they are, they'll be a step ahead of everybody else, all the younger guys, because they did get on the field some last year. A guy that did not play last year is Josh Bloom, a defensive tackle, and
a thrower.
Yes, he does well. He's a good athlete, explosive, really strong. Attention to detail for the most part. We think we hadn't seen him, with the heat on him yet, but we're looking for big things from Josh.
Did you, in that first day of practice, see anybody whose jersey we might be hanging up here in the hallways? Did you see a Knox or a Gates or a Bernard Scott or Danielle out there?
No, and but that's okay. I appreciate you.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, of course, here's the thing we have to remember. When we saw some of them out here, we knew they were good. We didn't know they were going to do all the things they did, and that's part of the fun of it. So
right.
Tell me a little bit about, as we wrap up here, your second go-round at this. Last year you were a rookie head coach. Now you've got the year of experience. How different does it feel?
Well, obviously I'm a lot more comfortable. Anytime you do anything new with any sort of leadership pressure on you, it's going to take you a year to get through it, regardless of what company you're working in. And my company is football and putting a good product out there. And in round two, I feel way more comfortable as far as my leadership roles. I know a little bit more of my limitations, what I need to do, what I need to stay away from, what I need to lean more on Coach Doolin and Coach Roboto there on defense. And I'm giving Nathan Young a lot more reins on the offensive side, and they're all well. I've surrounded myself with really good coaches, and that's what I learned from Chris Thompson is because he wasn't the smartest guy in the world, so he had to hire smart people, and that's exactly what I've done here.
He speaks highly of you.
Oh, that's good.
That's good. All right, day one of spring football in the books for Coach Ken Collums. I'm Grant Boone for ACUsports.com.